Breaking Free from Porn, week 10. So, 10 weeks in, and it's been a good week for me. Had a lot of downtime, and I've been doing some reflecting. And what I've really come to understand and about my own addiction, and I have a feeling based off of what I see online and in the comments and messages that people send me, a lot of people are dealing with the same thing. And I think that's the mistaken belief that you are the main character in this saga of porn addiction. And let me explain further. Basically, what I always struggled with was the belief that I was uniquely broken. That, and especially in my younger years, right? This was really bad. I just assumed that I was the single worst and most prolific consumer of porn. Full stop. And that if anyone knew what I was going through or what I did, that they would think I was a monster and I would be outcast all from my friend groups, my dating life, my school, eventually my job. Like, if anyone found out about this, I'm done. And I believed really that I was deserved it because, I'm the worst. I'm the main character, and I'm just uniquely bad. Uh, and I see this particularly as a lot of things, with the younger guys. And I can relate. I can think back. I'm 26 now, but I can still remember being 16, 17, and really just making myself the center of all of this. Uh, and I see guys comment it, you know, I have the worst addiction ever. I'm broken. I can't be fixed. And you need to be careful, because not only is this belief wrong, but the main character syndrome becomes an addiction in of itself, right? We get off on thinking we do get somewhat of a dopamine rush, and we can get addicted to thinking that we are the worst and that there's no point in trying, and it's over, we're broken, irreparable, and we can't be fixed. And that narrative, in a perverse way, becomes an addiction, and it becomes your reality. And obviously this applies to more than just porn addiction. Social life, dating life, work. We're wired to put ourselves as the center of attention in our own stories, which makes sense. Uh, but really having the awareness, and this is for me what has been a big step in overcoming my addiction, is having the awareness to step outside of that main character syndrome and understand that we live in a world where 99% of the people think they're the main character. So in reality, you're not the main character. Nobody is. And your addiction is certainly not the worst, no matter how bad you think it is. There are people struggling far more than you can imagine. And especially the younger you are, the easier it is to reset those neural pathways and, just live a better life, because you still have more time in front of you. Uh, so I think that's something that really needs to be driven home in this community, and really with all addicts, but specifically with porn addiction. People really struggle with making themselves uh, the unique character in all of this. And to develop that awareness, really all you need to do is, one, pay attention, look at videos like this, get more information on how pervasive porn use is, use forums like Reddit and other places to arm yourself with information, so you give yourself proof that there are others who are going through this, a lot of others, and a lot of people who are going through it worse than you. Step one, information. Step two, I've said in some other videos, but meditation is the game changer. It allows you to see things from an entirely new perspective, detached from the stories you're telling yourself, detached from your prior beliefs, and you can see the truth of, what you're doing and what your actions are reaping. And once you kind of see that and you have knowledge to know not only that you're not alone, but that you're far from the worst addict too, uh, you combine those two things, and step three is just coming up with a plan to stop and sticking to it, even when you do fail, because you are going to fail. I mean, I suppose there's some people out there who can just like wipe their hands clean of the whole thing, but I think that's very tough for the vast majority of us. So once you have that kind of three-part plan and you realize that, you are not the worst, it's just a burden, a weight off your shoulder. And you can go about, one, solving your addiction, but two, living your life. And in my last video, I talked about that. That really is one of the most important aspects of recovery, is living the life of a non-addict, even before you consider yourself healed, because really there is no healing, right? It's always going to be there. Porn will always be a part of our lives, and there will be a part of our brain that craves it. It's just about how we respond to that craving, that triggering. And over time, it'll get less frequent and less intense, but it'll still be there. Uh, but your goal is to really develop the tools and a plan uh, to minimize it as much as you can. And your life will get way, way better as a result. That's about all I have this week. But as always, feel free to leave a comment, send me a message. I think we're really getting onto something with just becoming a community, and I see a lot of people relate to my videos, and it feels fulfilling to know that I'm not alone and that people are getting value out of this. So as always, stay strong, and I will talk to you guys next time.